I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on quadratic equations. Here we have taken a variation. We have introduced you with radical numbers in a quadratic type of an equation. You need to solve x square minus 2 square root 2x minus 6 equals to 0 and 2x square plus square root 3x minus 18 equals to 0. Once you solve this, we'll have a multiple choice question based on such equations, which will give you good practice for competitive exams. Now let's try to solve the very first one, which is x squared minus 2 square root x minus 6 equals to 0. So we are looking for sum and product. We are looking for two numbers whose product should be equal to minus 6 and their sum should be equals to minus 2 square root 2. What could these numbers be? So if I split this, square root 2 should be common, right? Like terms. When you multiply, you get 2. So basically, this is like we're looking for minus 3 times 2. So the other number is minus 3 as a product and minus 2 as sum. So those two numbers could be minus 3 and 1, correct? So that should work. So we'll split this into these two numbers to further solve. So I could now write this as x squared minus 3 square root 2x plus square root 2x minus 6 equals to 0. Now in the first two terms, x is common. So we get x minus 3 square root 2. In the next two terms, we could always take square root 2 common, right? So we'll take square root 2 common. Since we know square root 2 times minus 3 square root 2 is minus 6. So we'll get square root 2 common and we'll again get x minus 3 square root 2 equals to x. Now for some of you, this might be very tricky. What you could do here is look again at what we did as a strategy. When you multiply these two, you do get minus 6, right? So these two are the factors of minus 6. So that helps. Secondly, you could expand. So when you multiply, square root 2 times square root 2 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, so minus 6. Perfect. So either way, you can understand how we can get this factor. Once you understand, it will be easier for you to do similar questions. Now we have x minus 3 square root 2 common in both the terms. So we are left with x plus square root 2 equals to 0. That gives you two solutions. One is x equals to 3 square root 2 and the other one is x equals to minus square root 2. So I hope these steps are absolutely clear, right? Now, I would like you to pause the video, answer the next question and then look into my solution, right? So here again, we are going to apply the same strategy. We are looking for a product of minus 36 this time, correct? So here, let me write down on the top. We are looking for a product of two numbers as 2 times minus 18, which is minus 36. And we are looking for sum of these two roots as square root of 3. Now, square root of 3 means I have to have both the terms with 3, square root. So this could be seen as minus 12 times 3, right? So that gives you an idea. How do I get square root 3x split into two numbers? 4 and 3. 4 being positive, 3 being negative. Does make sense to you, right? So we'll rewrite this expression as 2x squared plus 4 square root 3x minus 3 square root 3x minus 18 equals to 0. Now in the first two terms, we can take 2x common. So 2x is common. You're left with x plus dividing by 2x, we get 2 square root 3 here. Now we need 2 square root 3, perfect. So what should I take common? I have to take minus 3 square root 3 common. So minus 3 square root 3 common, we get x plus 2 square root 3 equals to 0. Same strategy. When you multiply this and this, you will get minus 18. 3 times square root 3 times square root 3 is 3, times 2 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18 with a negative sign. I hope that works, right? So now we can take x plus 2 square root 3 common. So we are left with 2x minus 3 square root 3 equals to 0. That gives you a solution of x equals to minus 2 square root 3, and this gives you a solution of x equals to 3 square root 3 over 2. You see how we get these solutions? That is how you can figure out these solutions of such radical square root type equations. So I hope you have understood all these steps. Let's take one more example, and this will be a kind of a confirmation of your understanding. Which of the following is the solution for x square plus 3 square root 3x minus 30 equals to 0? We are given 4 choices, right? So I'd like you to pause the video now, answer this question, and then look into my suggestions. We have x square plus 3 square root 3x minus 30 equals to 0. So we are looking again for two numbers whose product should be how much? Should be minus 30. And the sum of these two numbers should be how much? 3 square root 3. Now again, think about 30 as 3 times 10 minus 10. Square root 3 will give you 3, right? The two square root 3's will give you 3. We are now looking for minus 10, and we have to get 3. 5 and 2, right? So 5 and 2 can work for us. Do you see that? That is how we are going to split this. So what we get here is x square plus 5 square root 3x minus 2 square root 3x. That is 3 square root 3x, right? Minus 30 equals to 0. In these two, x is common. So we get x plus 5 square root 3. And here we have to take the whole thing common, which is 2 square root 3. And we get x plus 5 square root 3. Since we know this product is minus 30, right? So that gives you x plus 5 square root 3 times x minus 2 square root 3 equals to 0. So the two solutions are x equals to minus 5 square root 3, and the other one is x equals to 2 square root 3. Let's say which one is given to us. A is already given to us, 2 square root 3. This one is with positive sign, ours is with negative sign. So we get the correct solution from the choices given to us. I hope you understand and appreciate the steps. If you feel like, go through it once again and try to see what we have really done to split the center number into 2 and how do we factor the next term. These two are very, very critical steps, correct? So splitting this into 2 and then factoring this out are extremely critical steps to understand to solve such equations. So if you practice with some more, I think it will be perfectly fine. Feel free to write your comments, share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.